It was a bright, sunny morning in Smurf Village. The little blue Smurfs were busy building, painting, singing, and laughing together. In the center of the village, Papa Smurf stood proudly, holding a shimmering blue crystal. This crystal will help us create a potion of harmony. It will strengthen our friendship and fill our village with even more happiness. Oh, Papa Smurf, that sounds wonderful. Can I help? Of course, Smurfette, but we must be careful. One wrong ingredient could cause trouble. According to Brainy's book of brilliant Smurf science, I'm the most qualified to assist. I'll make sure it's perfect. Perfect, like when you blew up the lab last week. Hefty Smurf laughed, and the others burst into giggles. Brainy crossed his arms, grumbling that was for research purposes. Papa Smurf beamed at his gathered friends. Now, everyone working together is what true friendship means. Far away in his shadowy tower, Gargamel watched the Smurfs through his crystal ball. A potion of harmony, he sneered. Steal it so Discord then capture them easily. Azrael let out a warning meow, but Gargamel was already hefting his net. Meanwhile, Smurfette and Brainy added each secret herb with care, stirring the glowing brew. Just then Greedy Smurf arrived, carrying a golden cherry pie. Potions on empty stomachs don't work, he chuckled. A stray slice tumbled into the potion, and the cauldron began to bubble and hiss with purple sparks. Oh no, cried Brainy, sugar contamination. Papa Smurf shouted, step back, and the potion exploded in a puff of pink smoke. When it cleared, the Smurfs were arguing. Who pushed me? Yelled Clumsy. I hate pushing, grumbled Grouchy. Smurfette looked around in confusion. Why are we fighting? Papa Smurf realized what had happened. The potion has turned into a disharmony elixir. We must fix it before it spreads. But before they could act, Gargamel arrived, cackling as he threw a net over several confused Smurfs. Gotcha, my plan worked perfectly. Papa Smurf, shouted Smurfette, he's got our friends. Papa Smurf raised the glowing blue crystal. Smurfs, we must work together. Only friendship can break the spell. The Smurfs joined hands, closing their eyes and remembering their bonds. The crystal shone brighter and brighter until snap, the net broke apart in a burst of light, freeing the Smurfs. Gargamel skidded face first into the mud, while Azrael rolled his eyes and padded away. Foiled by friendship again, he groaned, voice dripping with mock despair. As dusk spilled across the forest, peace settled over Smurf Village. The Smurfs gathered, hugging each other and laughing after today's chaos. Papa Smurf stepped forward. We learned that true friends stick together even when plans go sideways. Smurfette chimed in with a twirl, and sometimes a little sweetness helps too. Even Brainy adjusted his glasses. My next experiment will be less explosive. Papa Smurf nodded wisely. No magic is stronger than friendship. Under twinkling stars, they sang and danced, a joyful reminder that friendship conquers all. It was a peaceful morning in Smurf Village. Birds were singing, the river sparkled, and the Smurfs were painting new decorations for the spring festival. Smurfette was mixing bright colors, Hefty was hanging garlands, and even Grouchy was helping, though he kept muttering, I hate festivals. But then something strange happened. Clumsy Smurf ran into the square, looking pale and worried. Papa Smurf, something's wrong with me, he shouted. The Smurfs gasped. Clumsy's bright blue skin was fading, he was turning light gray. Papa Smurf examined him carefully. This looks like the work of the gray mist. It must have escaped from the enchanted forest. Brainy opened his book. According to my research, the gray mist steals color from anything it touches, and if it spreads, the entire village could lose its color forever. A small group of Smurfs, Smurfette, Brainy, Hefty, Clumsy, and Papa Smurf, set out into the dark forest. The air grew cold and gray fog crept along the ground. Stay close together, warned Papa Smurf. The mist feeds on fear. Clumsy tripped over a root and tumbled forward. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Brainy sighed. If we make it out of this forest, it'll be a miracle. Smurfette helped Clumsy up and smiled. Don't worry, everyone trips sometimes. What matters is getting back up. As they walked deeper, they reached a gloomy lake. In the middle, on a small island, bloomed the rainbow flower. There it is, said Smurfette. Looking for something, my little blue pests. It was Gargamel, and Azrael was right behind him. Gargamel jumped into a rickety boat, paddling toward the island. That flower's mine. With it, I'll make a potion to control all color in all Smurfs. The Smurfs hurried to build a raft. Hefty pushed it into the water while Clumsy tried to balance. I don't think this is whoa, splash. Clumsy, cried Smurfette, pulling him back aboard. You're not gray anymore. Clumsy looked at his hands, they were blue again. Maybe the rainbow flower is already working. Papa Smurf smiled. No, my little Smurf, your courage brought your color back. The mist only wins when we give up hope. With renewed strength, the Smurfs Gargamel reached for the flower, but Azrael's tail knocked him off balance, and he fell into the lake with a loud splash. The Smurfs grabbed the rainbow flower and held it high. The gray fog began to lift, and beams of color spread through the forest like sunlight after rain. When they returned home, the Smurfs cheered. The flowers, houses, and even the sky shone brighter than ever before. Papa Smurf used the rainbow flower to create a magical elixir. This will protect our village from darkness and remind us that true color comes from within. Smurfette hugged Clumsy. You were so brave today. Clumsy blushed. Me, I was just trying not to fall. Hefty laughed, and you saved us all by doing it, buddy. Even Grouchy cracked a smile. I hate losing color, he grumbled, but everyone knew he meant thank you. As night fell, the Smurfs gathered under the stars. The village glowed in every shade of blue, pink, and gold. Papa Smurf raised his hat. Remember, my little Smurfs, our world stays bright when we stay together. The Smurfs sang, their laughter echoing through the forest, colorful, cheerful, and full of life once again. True color comes from courage, friendship, and never giving up, even when things seem gray. In a lush, emerald forest, unseen by human eyes, lies a hidden magical village, the home of the Smurfs. Each Smurf shines with a unique gift. Some bake sweet treats, others serenade the woods while inventive minds tinker away. Yet they all share one golden rule: care for each other. One bright morning, the Smurfs converged in their radiant garden, where ruby-red berries glistened in sunlight, bees hummed gentle melodies, and peals of laughter danced on the breeze. Side by side, they planted seedlings, tended thirsty blooms, and shared the fruit of their labor with joyful hearts. Papa Smurf, the village's kind-hearted elder, beamed with pride. Remember, little Smurfs, he called softly, our garden flourishes when we nurture it together and when we share its bounty. Encouraged, the Smurfs nodded and returned to their joyful tasks. But among them, greedy Smurf lingered with a different gleam in his eyes, his gaze locked on the tempting berries. As the sun climbed higher, his longing grew, and he couldn't tear his eyes away from the garden's sweet treasure. Greedy sighed, surveying the bursting bushes. So many berries, and if I wait too long, someone else will snatch them. That night, under twinkling stars, Greedy tiptoed out of his mushroom house. He crept through the moonlit garden, clutching his basket, giggling softly. Just a few, or maybe a few hundred, he whispered, eyes gleaming. Soon his baskets brimmed. He hid them beneath his bed and drifted into dreams of berry pies. Dawn broke, the Smurfs flocked to the garden and gasped. The bushes lay bare. Smurfette's face fell. Oh no, what will we do for tonight's feast? Clumsy scratched his head. Maybe a giant bird swooped in. Papa Smurf stroked his beard. Perhaps, but sometimes the answer lies closer than we think. Greedy hovered at the edge, feigning surprise, but guilt bloomed inside him like unruly weeds. That afternoon, the Smurfs tried to pick the few berries left, but the garden felt empty and lifeless. Even Greedy noticed that joy had vanished from the village. No one was singing or laughing. That night, as rain fell, Greedy snuck in to taste his secret berries. But when he opened his baskets, he gasped. The berries were soggy, moldy, and ruined. The storm raged on, water seeping through the roof and washing away his hidden treasure. Greedy fell to his knees. What have I done? I took everything for myself, and now there's nothing left for anyone. The next morning, ashamed, he went to Papa Smurf's house. I'm sorry I took the berries alone. Papa Smurf smiled. We all make mistakes, let's replant together. Smurfette placed a hand on Greedy's shoulder. Together we will grow new joy.
Smurfette placed a gentle hand on Greedy Smurf's shoulder. You can help us replant the garden. Together, we can make it bloom again. Greedy Smurf nodded eagerly. Side by side, the Smurfs planted seeds and watered them carefully. They sang cheerful songs as they worked. The garden slowly came back to life, greener, brighter, more beautiful than ever. When the first berries ripened, Greedy Smurf picked one shiny red berry. But instead of keeping it, he handed it to Smurfette. For you and for everyone. Papa Smurf gathered everyone around the garden and said, what we share multiplies, but what we hoard disappears. Happiness tastes sweeter when it's shared. From that day, Greedy Smurf became known for sharing the juiciest berries. Happiness grows when it's shared.